From NBC News, this is Today.
We're back on this Booze Day Tuesday with today's woman, putting some spark back into that sex life after what we call a certain age.
Yes, Dr. Lauren Streicher, the assistant clinical professor of obstetrics and gynecology at Northwestern University's Medical School, has some helpful tips for revving up that sex drive after menopause.
And hello.
Hello, we're so glad
this
you're
is a
here.
Difficult subject for some people to talk about, but I don't understand why.
I talk about it all the time.
Yeah,
I love to talk about
Sexual desire does go down after menopause.
Yeah, unfortunately, when the hormones take a plunge, so does that desire. You start
Meaning
thinking
estrogen in our body?
Well, estrogen is the major one, but we also make testosterone, and people
Women
think of
make
testosterone as the
testosterone.
male hormone, but we make it too, and we need it. So when you first go through menopause, estrogen takes a huge plunge. Testosterone, it's a little slower, but over the years, it absolutely goes down.
And you need both for a healthy sex drive.
You really need both for a healthy sex drive.
All right.
Yeah.
So what do you do in a case like that?
Well, the first thing you have to do is you have to make sure that you're able to think about sex a little more. So estrogen is going to help with that, but not everyone is necessary. A real believer in, you have to use it or lose it. So you have to, even if you're really not in the mood, you have to stay in the game, you have to keep going there. But the problem, of course, is a lot of women intend to, and they do go there, and then it hurts so much that they go into a total avoidance mode. So you get into this horrible cycle that you think, okay, I should, but I'm not going to because it's really going to hurt. So that's really the message out there, is that it can still be great, but you just have to take some action steps to keep things going.
Well, what does one person do? Whoever you go to your doctor, and a lot of people, a lot of doctors don't even want to talk about it.
A lot of doctors, not they don't want to talk about it. Quite frankly, they don't know a lot about it because it's confusing. When women go to the drugstore, there's all these products out there, and they grab the first thing before they, God forbid, run into a neighbor or something and just dash, and they really don't know what to look for. So you need to know the difference between a lubricant, between a moisturizer. You put moisturizer on your face to keep it moist, but you can also put it in your genitals to keep it moist. So something like a Replens moisturizer is just going to make all the difference. And then the vaginal estrogen products, which are very safe, and a lot of women kind of steer away from them. Topical, and there's all kinds of things that you can talk to your doctor about because they are prescription, but they really make a difference so that you can get back in the game again.
Mostly you have to be honest with your partner and say what the problem is.
Do you want to know how a guy can be a real hero?
Because the man is going to feel like you just don't want me anymore.
No, and the guy can be a real hero. You know how? He's got to go buy the stuff. If he shows up on your doorstep with the right product, oh my God, better than flowers, better than chocolate.
But the honesty is important, because I think you do start avoiding it, and then it just ends up being like something you don't even want anymore after a while.
It has to be out there. And there are so many couples that continue to have a really satisfying life. I have patients in their 70s and 80s that have very satisfying lives. It's not always about intercourse. It's about intimacy. It's about touching. It's about communicating. But yeah, being physical is part of it.
Remember
that little couple? That
little couple on the YouTube that didn't know they were being taped, and he starts flirting with her and talking about her cleavage. He didn't even think he could even still see it. And I
had one patient, her biggest concern when she was getting back in the game when she was 80, she said, well, everything's good to go except what do I do about my diaper?
Well,
And I told her, that's when you turn the lights down. It'll be just fine.
You are adorable. There's one doctor who doesn't mind talking about it. Thanks so much. Up next, The Wild is calling. We're not talking about your diapers. We have no